So, M3gan.
M3gan.
Yes. So I saw the trailers for this. It's a Blumhouse film, isn't it? It's James Wan again. Were you in... I gotta say, I don't know if it's me being super grumpy, but seeing M3gan dancing in the trailers just gave me that TikTok generation, like, oh god, this is... I'm hearing people saying, oh, this is really clever. It's really...
I don't think they could have planned it, but I think little things like that, those trailer clips of her dancing, I think what that does to, like, internet memes is basically people are thinking, this could be really, really crap. Or, you know what, actually, this could actually be quite good.
Yeah.
And people just doing a bit of, online activity based on that when people quite don't know.
Well, it's the Wednesday Addams dance, isn't it? That's just gone mad online, hasn't it?
Kids love dancing. People just put a dancing for the kids, the kids. You watch it now, or how many other films are going to have, marketed at kids will have a little dance in the trailer.
It's Fortnite emotes, isn't it? So go on, Rob. M3gan, what's the story?
It's kind of like a Frankenstein vibe, isn't it? Like, what's the story? It's a young girl becomes an orphan. She's an orphan. Her parents are dead. That's the definition of an orphan.
Yes.
And for TikTok listeners, and then a terrible auntie who works for a toy company making what looks like Furbies just so happens. I mean, she works at a toy company making Furbies, but she just happens to be the leading light in the world in terms of AI technology and robotics and cybernetics. She just happens to have genius level that she can create this lifelike, interactive, thinking, intelligent toy. They keep calling it a toy, though it's like it's the cost of a
Tesla
or something.
Yeah,
they keep mentioning. So she builds it and kind of just again, you build some new technology, and in terms of checking that it's actually safe and all that sort of stuff first, she just leaves recently
orphan
grieved niece with this untested robot who is kind of like a naive Frankenstein thing, trying to sort of look after her and making little mistakes, but then obviously it takes looking after to an extreme, doesn't it? That's kind of the gist of the plot. But to be honest, the trailer kind of tells you that, and the trailer kind of tells you where it goes. This isn't a complex film.
No, to be fair, the trailer tells you everything about the film, really. You don't really need to watch it.
Yeah, the second trailer, I was quite surprised when I was using it for a video the other day, and it just, this spoils quite a lot, really.
I'm going to say, it's not the spoilers, you know what this is. Yeah.
It really feels like there is a harder cut in there. All the scenes where they start building to something that could happen are really heavily edited. Everything sort of cuts away at the last minute, cuts to a reaction shot, so you don't really see anything at all.
So I heard
there'll be I guarantee, which is what you're about to say, there's going to be a harder version re-released.
The opposite. I heard that this was an R-rated or 18-rated movie. Then all the TikTok generation and the sort of teens took it on themselves, like say memeing and dancing and TikTok and all that, and then they sort of said, this has got a massive online presence. If we trim it down to be a PG-13 or 15
in America,
even.
Yeah, which would be in America. PG-13 basically means you could take your 5-year-old kid to see this. I think that's how it works in America, isn't it?
I don't know, but we'll do a sort of safer cut for a bigger audience. Do you know what? The problem is, right? I love sci-fi, I love horror, but for me, everything here, I've seen it a million times before, and I was just kind of like, okay.
I mean, I think there's an interesting thing in there about, it's almost like that Roald Dahl thing where you have a kid as the hero and all the parents are kind of, and adults are kind of dreadful in the child's world in Roald Dahl books.
Yeah.
The adults are pretty dreadful in this.
Well, they are, but I think they're just a bit crap. Not just dreadful, but just a bit. I mean,
but they're not dreadful enough. That's what I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
It's almost like they're not. They all have like a little something that you just think, oh, they're not a particularly nice character. But there's something there. But they're really thinly written, and it's hard to really care. So you kind of just thinking, well, these are just fodder for the robot. So come on, bring on the gore. Let's see it start wiping people out. And there's not enough kills in it either. So it doesn't really satisfy from that point of view. I guess it's just not for us. I guess this is aimed at, 12, 13, 14-year-olds.
So, yeah, I mean, I agree. So you're exactly right.
My first horror.
Exactly.
It's not really a horror.
If
Gremlins, isn't it?
So for
nowhere near as good as Gremlins. It's
Yeah.
Gremlins tone.
It is. So my son's 18, right, next week, and then over the last few years, we've gone from watching Goosebumps to more and more scary or grown-up horrors. And I guess if you're
you watched Goosebumps on the Saturday, and then you watched Terrifier 2 on the Sunday, didn't you?
Hardcore indoctrination into horror. So I guess if you're a young, you can imagine, can't you, 15, 16-year-old kids at the cinema with their phones up in the air watching this. It's scary, But the problem is, it's the killer robot gone bad or killer AI gone bad. I've just seen it done better so many times, and I'm hearing a lot of
Annabelle, Chucky. You've seen it before.
Yeah. I'm hearing loads of things about it's a really clever take. It's a really clever, cynical take on society where we put our kids in front of screens, and I just thought, I think you're giving it more credit than it deserves.
Well, the only thing I could see where you could say that, because what was interesting is like the only scene of the girl's parents before they die, they're arguing about her screen time.
Yeah.
So maybe James Wan is trying to put something in there, but I think it's not like a deep commentary or something. It's just no. Not really.
The bit I did like was the bit where she's in the woods and she does that weird four-legged running thing, and I thought that could have been good. Do you remember there's a bit in Ghost in the Shell, and you've got those sort of geisha robots, and they become spider-like, and I thought, that would have been good if Megan had this spidery.
The way she goes down and starts running like on all fours, that's been done in something else, hasn't it? Has it been done in a horror movie or something? I feel like I've seen that somewhere. What would you give it out of? How many?
Can I
dance? What?
Wait a minute. Can I go back a minute? Again, again, Rob. Look, we're no strangers to thin plot lines, but I don't know nowadays whether we're just a little bit more worldly wise audience. But it's hot stereotypical trope of the horrible IT bro boss. And he's like coming, and like you say, she's made this multi-million pound robot in her spare time in the backroom. You think,
and he sees it. He goes, right, let's launch it next week.
No testing. I'm just.
You get to IKEA and they show you these machines, and they talk about how they've tested this chair with
thousands of times,
a robot that replicates 1 million bottoms sitting on it for 20 years to replicate it, just to make sure it actually truly survive, it can truly stand up. And then this robot, they just look at it and go, great, let's launch it.
So I know, in real life, Rob, I know someone who actually made a golfing product, and it's a very simple product, no moving parts, and it took years, and it has taken years to even get to market, and that's just for a simple thing.
I mean, the makers of Megan, the defenders of Megan, will say, "Oh, it's just a movie. We're criticising that. It's not meant to be serious." And it's like, no, but it's like you either go serious, you go full on tongue in cheek and have a load of fun with it. And I don't think it just goes enough in either way. It just limps weakly in the middle, really. I think it needs to be more. It needs to have a real, like I say, Joe Dante, Gremlins 2. Yeah. Real, fun,
mischievous,
over the top, mischievous sort of thing to it. Or you go gore, or you just go kid friendly, or what. But this is just, I'm not quite sure where it falls. But whether it does its job well for 13-year-olds, maybe.
Yeah, for me, it was. Let's just say, for me, it was. I've run out of stuff to make lunch on a work day, and all I've got is dry toast. it's utterly bland, utterly forgettable. Yeah,
it's weak lemon squash.
Weak lemon squash, my most hated of all squashes. If you're 13 and you're a bit scared of, if you're a bit scared of Stranger Things, you might find this is okay because it's implied threat.
Yeah,
it's utterly bland.
Yes. Let's say no more about it. 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. Yeah, let's go. Thanks for watching. Please give us a like and subscribe to see more of our content.